You're here for the first time, welcome. My name is Ted. Again, this is a beer talk show. Right about now, we start doing some beer reviews.
Start drinking. Right about now, we start drinking.
Yep.
Oh, I just shook that up. That should be good.
Actually, I need to. Right, you carry on. I need to get a bottle opener. Hang on.
All right, that's cool.
Got a cork on it. You're fine.
All right, so round of beer reviews right now. What's up, Sathros? How the hell are you, brother? All right, Drew, do you want me to go first, or do you want?
I'll go first.
You go first. All right. Cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. There we go. All right.
Alrighty.
Flipping over.
Sweet. I'm doing something a little new and different. Usually we've been doing a lot of IPAs lately, or sort of sours or dark ales. I'm going for a good old Pilsner. But it's from Vermont, so gotta keep it somewhat traditional with our Vermont beers we've been hitting up for the last like 3 or 4 weeks straight. But this week it's gonna be a Vermont Pilsner from Lost Nation. Vermont isn't really known for their Pilsners. It's kind of hidden behind. Oh my God, it's carbonated. Yeah, very clear. It's not really known for their IPAs. Just want to do something a little different, and I report it.
There we go.
Yeah,
Wow,
this one's
that is
very
carbonated.
highly carbonated. Very light, actually. I don't know. It's not really a whole lot of different color. In fact, I wish I had some white behind me I could show it. But yeah, very clear. Sort of, I say almost too light for a Pilsner. But the smell is a little different. It's sort of has a sort of that typical
Oh wow.
Pilsner
Sorry.
kind of smell to it. It's very grassy, grainy. Not a whole lot of hops all up in your nose. I get a little bit of, I don't know, is that like sort of an alcohol thing to it? Smells a little
Pilsner,
boozy.
That's kind of
Yeah, it's not really a thing you want. I guess it could be. I guess it could be the yeast. In fact, oh no, it's the sulfur. The sulfur notes from the yeast. That's what it is. Yeah.
Wait, sulfur doesn't that smell like eggs?
Yeah, it does. But
Huh.
and sort of lager yeasts or these hybrid ale yeasts, they produce a sulfur note which subdues later in fermentation.
Okay.
It's usually that little sort of sharper note you get in. It's the note that contrasts the sweetness in your typical American light lagers, like Coors or Budweiser. But it's found in most Pilsners is a sort of a sulfur note to it. And this one's fairly strong. I guess that's the problem. But the flavor, it's light. You can taste right through it. It's of course light grassy, sort of grassy note again. Tastes almost very green, which is not a good descriptor. Green being sort of under fermented, meaning I can taste a lot of sort of a light green apple to it. That sulfur note is still there when I taste it. It's sort of in the aroma. No hop character at all. I guess the grain character though that's there is pretty nice. It's a nice sort of contrast to that sharp sulfur note.
Mm-hmm.
Pilsner for shot. Yeah, they are.
Sure for shotgun. Nah, I want pizza.
But I don't know. Not a whole lot to talk about this beer.
Okay.
It's clear. You can sort of taste through it. That sulfur note's pretty strong. I guess I get a weird fruity finish, which is kind of typical for a flavor yeast has when it gets really warm and it ferments. And that shouldn't be found at all in this Pilsner. So it's a good beer. Doesn't really fit the style, but the yeast kind of harkens back to what a lager should taste like. But if I had to rate it, like 2.5
Oh wow.
to 2, yeah, it's on the lower side. I wouldn't say it's horrible. It's drinkable. It's good, but it sort of misses the note what it should be. I think a Vermont Pilsner. I don't know if it should warrant a Vermont name. Like, I don't want my state associated to a Pilsner to make it taste like this.
Nice.
Nice way to say it.
Yeah, but we've talked about like there are actually some phenomenal breweries in Vermont, and I
Lost
didn't
Nation's an amazing
realize
brewery,
how
but
many
their
breweries
Pilsner,
there are,
meh.
you know, so that are there. But yeah,
Yeah. So it's a good beer. I'll finish this. I'll enjoy it, but it's not where it should be. I think, like, I don't know, they could maybe fix the fermentation a little bit like more on like the colder side to get rid of that fruitiness
Okay.
and maybe to clean up that sulfur note. If that sulfur note wasn't there as much, and sort of balanced out that sweetness, it would have been a whole lot better, but just misses its mark a little bit.
Okay. So
Mhm.
2.5.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's probably the lowest. Actually, I don't know. I think maybe there was there was one beer that we did I did a while back from Dark City, and that I wasn't like too enthusiastic about
Yeah.
myself. But yeah, that's a pretty well, again, it's your opinion. You know, I mean, I'm not a big fan of pilsners myself. You know, I try to stay away from them because I think I drank way too many in college.
There you go.
And
Attaboy.
lagers. I drank way too much in college for that, and so every all the beers I try now are different styles to keep away. But every once in a while, I like a nice Kolsch, you know, which is
Yes,
I think
absolutely.
is a little buttery. All right, so I normally let guests go first, but since it's your guys' first time here, Dan and Toaster, do you want me to go first, or do you want to? One of you guys want to jump in?
I don't mind. I mean, I've not got, to be honest, I'm very much, I don't really drink a lot of beer or cider, really. Like, I'm more of a spirits person, to be fair. Although I drank a lot of beer when I was in my 20s. Sort of, for some reason, I sort of like, I don't know, I think it was the whole, as you get older, you can't tolerate the hangover as much, so you move on to whatever gives you the least kickback in the morning.
So you went for the hard stuff.
So actually, like whiskey and Jack Daniels and rum and stuff like that doesn't give me a hangover at all. I can just coast through, have a dozen shots in the night, and then just wake up in the morning and go, I'm a little tired, but I feel good, you know, and just so.
I can't even think of doing that anymore.
No, yeah. So really, but I don't drink a lot of beer, so I'd prefer cider to beer. Probably more for a tasting. I think it's just, I don't know. It's one of those things when beer doesn't taste very nice most of the time. Maybe that's just because I'm drinking the wrong beer, but general like lager just tastes
bland,
fucking horrible.
Yeah,
I mean,
I don't drink beer either.
No, really,
feel
no,
you.
it's like, yeah, it's one of those things. And I think the only beer I really used to enjoy was like a kind of like like a Soul or Corona or something like Corona of lime or something like that. Like a really just, and that's because you can at least put some like lime in it and flavor it up a bit.
right.
But cider is kind of nice because at least with cider you get a bit more of a nice flavor over just that kind of, you know, that kind of beer taste.
Yeah.
So actually this is really cheap. It's really cheap. But I looked it up. I looked it up online, and it is actually like a legit cider, and it has won. It's actually won awards. Like the guys that make this vintage Somerset cider have actually won cider awards. So it's not, considering it's basically less than $1 a bottle, it's not that bad, and it's legitimately brewed, or you know, it's legitimately made in Somerset. So it's not, you know, fake. And yeah, this one has won the International Cider Challenge 2016 Bronze Award. I don't know if that's actually a real thing.
It is.
Is it? Is that a real thing?
That's a legit
the
competition.
International Cider Challenge 2016 last year was bronze. So I get, is that third?
Well,
or
shit.
Yeah,
you know,
that's not that
so
bad, actually.
that's
It's a third best in show.
Yeah, for 79 pence, which in American
shit.
money is around about 99 cents, something like that,
Oh,
for
man.
almost a pint. And yeah, as soon as I mean, like while you guys, while I was off camera, I sort of just cracked the thing on this and was just like, wow, Jesus Christ, because it is proper. But it's nice though. It's actually got a nice. It's not as bad as you'd think for the price, because generally you sort of, if you buy something and it's a bit cheap, you're going to expect it to taste like, you know, paint stripper.
Yeah.
And but this is not like, it's not bad. It doesn't have that cheap cider sort of, you know, if you buy that
Booziness
sort of
and
big
weird
cheap stuff that
thing.
you go and you like, oh fuck,
Yeah.
Jesus, it's actually okay. and it's like the aftertaste on it is actually kind of nice. It's a medium dry, exquisite medium dry, to coin the proper phrase. Yeah, it's. I think, to be honest, I don't have enough experience really to compare what dry and medium dry and like I know what a dry wine tastes like.
Well, like
same
like
kind of thing.
Strongbow's
It's-
a dry cider, right? So if you
Okay.
have a Strongbow,
Yeah, it's got Strongbow is kind of those ciders are a little. I don't even know. It's really weird. Because it's definitely sweet, and it seems like the more you drink it, even the first few sort of mouthfuls, it kind of mellows, even as you're drinking like two or three.
yeah.
It's kind of weird. The first bit is kind of a bit, kind of hits you a little bit, but then after that, I don't know. It's a strange one, but it's nice compared to cheap stuff that I've had in the past. It's definitely a bargain for the price.
Now,
that's for
at
sure.
8.2 and a dollar, does it taste any like boozy flavor to it? Like any like almost warmth alcohol flavor to it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because of the alcohol content, obviously.
Yeah.
You got that. When you do like if you have like whiskey or rum, neat or whatever, you get that warming sort
Absolutely.
of. Oh, nice. This has kind of got a little bit of that.
Okay, good.
You can kind of, it gives you that little kind of like warm up sort of effect as it goes down, which is nice actually. I kind of like that. Either that or that's just stomach acids going. Oh shit! fucking apples.
Fuck you.
That's pretty high for a cider though. 8.2. I mean,
8.2 is for, and it's not. It's a clear cider as well. It's not like it's a cloudy, old rosy sort of. It's not a scrumpy or anything like that. So 8.2 is fairly high. I'd say, but I actually kind of like that, and it doesn't taste that high, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, so it's like that sounds more well aged than normal. Like if it was sort of that cheap and that boozy, you would know it all up in the face. You're like, good.
Yeah,
like
it's not your diamond white Frosty Jack sort of.
Oh yeah.
It's not like cracking open a Colt 45.
No.
King Cobra.
Yeah, it's definitely. It's definitely a slightly more refined, get you drunk quick cider, which is quite nice actually. It doesn't really say what their heritage is on the bottle. I actually had a look on their website, which is very basic but kind of nice looking. Again, it doesn't really tell you when they started doing stuff. It said that their premium specialty ciders have gone on to win 10 cider awards, including an international gold medal for taste, proving that some ciders are just too good to be kept secret. So they've got 3 different brands. They've got Vintage, which is this one, which I'm assuming is the cheapest of theirs. Then they do a Reserve, which is a little bit not quite as strong, 6.8. That one must be nicer because you can get that one in Waitrose. Waitrose is a slightly posher supermarket here.
Oh, wow.
That one's won the gold and the silver award, and then they've got a gold, Sunset Gold, which is won gold and bronze. That one's 5.2, so that one's again a little bit less alcohol as well. So yeah, I'd be interested actually now to try their Reserve and maybe do a bit of a compare and contrast.
Did they tell about what apples they're actually using in the cider, or is it just?
Just says finest English cider apples. So I would imagine just locally grown, I guess.
Okay.
Possibly just like apples grown in the same area. I would imagine. I can't really say, but I'm pretty sure they grow plenty of apples in Somerset. So I would imagine it's just local stuff. But yeah.
Well, Terry's saying that's cider country, so
it is. Yeah, for sure. What's quite nice on their website as well is for each of their cider brands, they kind of have a little recipe on what stuff that you can cook with it as well.
Oh, really?
Which is kind of nice. Yeah. So the Somerset Vintage underneath there's a little a little recipe for a pan-fried duck breast served with Chaplin and Cork's vintage cider and ginger sauce, which
Boom.
sounds
Yes.
quite nice.
It sounds
So
like
yeah,
a plan to me. I don't know.
yeah, that looks pretty good. Also goes well with Wookie Hole's cheddar, apparently. So
Wait, Wookie?
Apple and cheese.
Wookie Hole, yeah.
Okay.
Cheese and crackers and cider. Yeah.
All right. I thought I like Wookiee spelled like the Star Wars
It's
thing.
no,
Yeah.
no,
Okay, I was
no,
about
no.
to say, I was like, wait a
There's a. It's actually that's a Wookie Hole is a. I think it's a kind of a, if not a landmark, then kind of like a tour, like a point of interest. You know, like a touristy spot in the UK. It's caves. There you go. I think down
Java
south
looks cave.
you can. Oh, there you go. It's a series of limestone caverns. Yeah.
Nice.
It's in the south of England. So yeah.
Well, that's what I was asking, Gabe. Wookiee hole. That's what I was wondering there. I said
I live in a Wookiee hole.
it's like a small Kashyyyk.
Nice.
But yeah, no, it's like it's not bad.
I think the best part is like you're drinking right out of the bottle, and that's a pretty big bottle too.
That's almost a pint. I mean, it's a 500
okay.
mil.
It's a okay.
So it's a fair. If I do the scale, it looks like the size of a bottle of wine or something. But it's
Let's go 40.
it's
Okay.
It's whatever 500 mil is in ounces. I don't know,
2
but
cups. It's a pint.
almost a pint.
American pint, I guess.
Yeah.
So what
But,
would you give it as a rating though?
It's difficult really because I don't have a lot to compare against. The only cider I really drink if I go out, and I don't go out very much drinking at all. So generally, if I do have a cider, I'll have something like a Magners or a Bulmers or something, like fairly branded. But I mean, this is nice, and it also doesn't taste like it's filled with sugar like those. You go out and have a Magners or a Bulmers or whatever, over the counter. It's like, wow, how much fucking sugar am I drinking?
Yeah. Yeah.
This doesn't taste overtly sugary. It just tastes like natural, the natural sugar of the apples and stuff. And they haven't spooned a bunch of fucking sugar into it, which is really nice. Considering the cost and also the alcohol ratio, which is important, I don't know. I'd say for what it is, I don't know whether I just managed to get a bargain or whether it was just a kind of a last of the line sort of affair or something like that. But
Right.
I don't know. I'd with my limited experience, I'd probably give it can I do a half? Can I do like a 3.5?
Yeah, sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I'd go for that. I'm sure there's much nicer, more expensive ciders that have a more refined taste, but for what it is, I think it's actually not that bad.
Mm-hmm.
It's not that bad.
I know.
So, yeah.
Gabe is a big cider fan. He does love the ciders. Every once in a while I can convince him to drink a beer. But
it's funny. Beer just makes me Beer either makes me tired, and makes me want to get to sleep,
right,
or I'll drink 10 of them, and then wake up with a horrible headache. So I try and steer clear of them. I actually drank a bunch of cider when at PAX. Everywhere had a Angry Orchard.
Oh yeah.
So I was just basically drinking that everywhere because that was kind of nice. It wasn't too expensive.
And I think
So,
that one's actually owned by Sam Adams, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep. They recently bought him.
Yeah, they bought him not too long ago. But they also I don't because they have a bunch of different varieties. They have a ginger cider that was really good that Anne
Yes.
really liked.
Sounds nice.
Yeah, it's just enough spice on it from the ginger, complements the apple real nice.
See, there was a cider that that's just sparked my memory. Actually, there was a cider that we used to drink when I was at uni about sort of like 9 years ago, and it used to come in. It used to come in cans, like proper big, like 500 ml cans, the big tall cans.
Yes.
But it was kind of, there were different versions of it, and they were flavored, like heavily flavored. So there was like a strawberry. Cider.
Oh really?
I wish I could remember the name of it.
Like
There
a
was strawberry.
strawberry?
There was like a kind of, it was all kind of like extra fruit infused.
Yeah.
But I remember it specifically because it was one of those cans that comes with a little bit of foil at the top. And do you know, you can get those sometimes those cans of orange juice, fizzy
Yeah.
orange, that have the little foil
Yeah.
wrap at the top that you peel off for no reason at all. No fucking reason. Why is there a little foil
It's
wrapper
so
at the top?
trash.
You know, but it's cool. It's like, oh wow, it's really fancy. You just peel off the thing and then you do the ring
Pop it
pull.
off.
And that was really nice. I'm gonna, you guys carry on and stuff, but I'm gonna just, because this is annoying me now, I'm gonna try and find it because it's like a strawberry cider and it was really, really tasty, like really nice. And for a time, it was just, we discovered it in an off license or something, and then suddenly everyone started drinking it because like, oh wow, have you had this stuff? Oh man, that stuff's so great, it's great. Just, you know, discovered this like little treasure of an unknown cider brand.
It wasn't Sam Smith, right? I mean, because they have
no, it had a really specific name to it, and it's going to really annoy me now. I'm going to have to look at Google image search until I can like find this.
Is on a mission now.
Because was it this? It might have been this. I think it's called. Was it this? It's called Fizz. It's called Fizz.
Never heard of it.
Yep. No, that's it. I found it. Premium Nordic cider. 4.5%. And it comes in these kind of little coloured. Let me paste the little image
fancy.
search link into
Little
your
black can.
Yeah, with a little. You can see like the little. The little top to it that you peel off.
Yoplait yogurt top on it.
But it's real. I remember it being really tasty, like just nice, you know, just like really nice to drink.
Well, I mean, Sapporo's from Norway, so I wonder if he knows.
I'm gonna actually Google it quickly. Fizz cider, because not fixed cider, fizz cider. So our brand Fizz. Finland.
Oh, it's from
okay.
Finland. Okay.
I think Finland and also Estonia. Let's have a look. Finnish market in 1994. 4 years later, it was purchased by Olvi PLC, started producing Fizz cider in Finland and Estonia. Also sold in Latvia, Lithuania, Belarus, and Denmark. In the Baltic countries, Fizz is the market leader in the cider segment. So it's quite a, yeah.
In 2013, it was recalled for high-level arsenic.
Really?
No, just kidding.
I'd stopped drinking it by then, but that's
So
probably too late.
Oh no.
But yeah, they do apple and pear. They do sweet yellow plum, juicy blueberry, and summer strawberry flavors. I remember specifically drinking the strawberry flavors quite a lot.
Okay.
And they were really good. I might have to see if I can buy some of this stuff again, because yeah, if I ever come back, I'll try and grab some.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And do that on stream, because yeah, I just have really fond memories of everyone kind of picking up four packs of these and yeah, really really nice.
Yeah, ciders. I mean, there's a ton of ciders that are out there. We have some local places that do ciders. You know, I mean, they're few and far between. They're kind of as rare as finding like a mead in like a beer shop. You know.
Yeah.
Not here.
Breweries, what's up?
They're just as popular as beer up here.
Are they really?
I think we have them like 12 to 20 cider houses.
Down here we can't. There's not as many down here. You know.
Yeah.
You know. Tosha, do you want to go next, or do you want me to go next?
Since I have two, I can go on in the elderberry, then you do yours, and I'll come back for the honey mead.
Sure, that works out for me. Go for it.
There you go.
Are you done with your Overwatch game?
Yeah, you know it's on the main menu.
It's there. You're playing Overwatch as you're here. Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Multitasking.
The elderberry mead, it's the one on the right, is a very dark color. It's a lot more on the wine side, which is, you know, explains a bit of the color there. It's made with elderberries, and they did start with the honey base for it. But it is a lot more on the wine side of things. However, I have had their elderberry wine, and it is a lot sweeter. You can definitely taste the honey in it. Give me 1 second. I got to reach over and grab it.
Big room he's in.
I know, seriously. Is he going across the room?
Is it live? Is it live pictures? I thought it was just.
Thank you.
It was just a static.
Nope, it's live.
So good.
I wish the microphone was over there, because then when the toast is done, it'll go ding.
Told you.
I hope it's on high. It's like smoking.
Oh,
Stop,
no.
run over.
Toast will burn.
Oh God. Oh, now all my sense of scale's all thrown because those little glasses look. I thought they were much bigger than they are.
No,
Huge
not really.
toaster.
Not really.
Yeah.
But it is rather nice and sweet, and I find it a lot easier to drink than a wine. Although, it is definitely more on the wine side of things than I would personally like. And you can see the honey mead on the left. It's very bright. It's actually very clear. I have terrible lighting on it, but it's very clear. It's not as dark as I would like the honey to be. Yeah, this stuff I got it from Wildwood Cellars here in Kansas. They're actually just across the street from my favorite casino. Turns out, but yeah, this stuff is 12% alcohol by volume in 700 milliliter bottles.
The elderberry was 12%.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh wow.
I think they both are actually.
Oh, they are.
Yeah, that is.
I fucked that up to be really
That is-
high.
Yeah, it's basically like a bottle of wine, isn't it?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, this stuff is it's definitely more on the wine side of things, but you can really taste the sweetness out of it to let you know that it is mead.
Right. And mead is a. I mean, it's just really honey and water, right? With like, and with the elderberry, you're adding additional like flavoring to that to ferment with the yeast. But
Yeah.
I mean, is there how long were these meads actually aged?
I don't actually know on these ones. On this particular for the elderberry mead, I'm going to say not very long.
Okay.
They keep these in just a constant production cycle,
Okay.
so they don't let them sit that long, really.
I think if someone told me that the shortest period of time a mead should age is like 5 years for it to
What?
get all the alcohol out, at least. But
Oh,
we
let
drank.
it settle.
Well, yeah. I mean, when we've
Oh,
done.
whatever.
Oh, there goes the toast.
Oh, man.
But
No
no,
smoke.
I'd say these are like 6 months at most, really.
Can we get some Craigasms in chat real quick? The toast popping.
Oh, that's funny. Oh, Jesus.
You want to go on your stuff now, Ted?
Oh yeah. That's fine. I can. Do you have it? Do you want to say more about the mead? I mean, do you taste like the elderberry at all, or?
Oh, you definitely taste the elderberry out of it. It's it's not pure honey mead like the other one is.
Mhm.
Right.
But no, it's good. I already finished that was the last of what was in the bottle, so
That boy.
I could probably move straight on to the honey if you wanted me to.
If you want to, go for it. I mean, then I'll go and oh, wrong screen. There we go. Professional here, ladies and gentlemen. Professional.
Professional. No, okay, give me a second to grab the honey.
All right.
Rate the toast.
Read the toast. Yeah, how is that toast out of 1 out of 5?
You can use it as a palate cleanser.
Oh, you could. That's actually quite a good idea.
You can go back and rate the toast.
Eat the toast. So wait, the elderberry mead. Someone asked, what is the rating you would give it though? No, wait. Can you hear me?
On the elderberry, I would probably give it a 3.5, just because it is. I'm not a wine person really, and it is so much closer to the wines.
Right.
So I'd probably give it a 3.5 though, because I do enjoy it and I do get it on a semi-regular basis. And also, I'm just going to leave the cup of the honey over there. I'm just going to drink straight from the bottle on this one.
It's interesting. I was just on their website, Wildwood Cellars website, and they actually did enter both of those into the international wine competition. So they did enter them in a wine category.
Yeah.
And that one got a bronze medal
Oh, damn.
in the competition. So yeah, interesting. So they qualifies as a wine apparently.
Yeah, because mead over the years has turned more into a wine.
I mean, if you're basically just making you're fermenting a berry. I mean, it's not really that different from a grape, is it? I guess it's more or less the same kind of thing. It's just a different. It's just that wine is grapes, whereas you have other variants of
Bee vomit.
alcoholic drink that you're dependent on the fruit, but it's still more or less
Yeah.
that kind of thing. But I've never had mead, to be honest.
Neither have I.
No, never had it.
No, I love mead because I don't drink a lot of beer, but mead is the oldest alcohol on the freaking planet. It's the original beer.
Mm-hmm.
And a long while back, it used to be, like as light and casual as you would drink a modern beer today.
Drink a pint of it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Over the years, it's definitely become more closer to what a wine would be. So it's heavier now, which is.
I mean, yeah.
But
I mean, they must have really got trashed back in the day.
Yeah, that's
Like
that's a shitload of
properly
bees.
hardcore.
Well,
drinking flagons of it. All night.
Yeah, God.
well, if I remember right, in like ancient Greece, the term for the term mead was readily exchangeable with being just honey drunk.
Right. Gotcha.
Oh, right.
That was the word for it.
Interesting.
Mead was the word for drunk.
Gotcha.
No,
That's
Thank you
awesome.
guys for all the follows, by the way. I do appreciate that. And welcome, by the way. Welcome. So this is the honey mead you're drinking right now, right?
Yeah, now I'm drinking the honey mead.
You got sent London Gaming.
Oh, London, did you raid me? I didn't even see that. I just see you
Oh,
came,
shit.
came in. I didn't see a raid. I do apologize. What's up, London? How are you, man?
And you also broke 200 followers. Congratulations.
What?
100 GG.
Hey, nice.
200. Did I say 3? 2.
You didn't bring 200 followers, really?
Yeah, I got 200 followers.
Nice.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, Jesus
I can't.
Christ.
I can't even
Wow.
do my own. Can't even do my own emotes.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, London, for 37 people. Do appreciate that, man.
There you
Thank
go.
you for the
There
host,
you go.
bro.
There you
Yeah.
go.
Hey, man. Wow. Thanks, guys. Welcome, Raiders. I do appreciate you guys being here. My name is Ted. While we're sitting here, real fast, I'll just flip back and say welcome real fast. My name is Ted, otherwise known as Escape Time. You're watching the only beer talk show on Twitch. So welcome. If you don't have a beer, go grab one, because that's probably good for you. It's worse health
Yeah.
than it is to beer, right?
It's good
Yes.
for you.
Fingers are drunk. There you go.
Good for the soul.
It is definitely good for the soul. So the honey mead though, is it good? I mean, is this something you drink often? You said this one.
Yeah, I get it. Summer. They actually sell out of the honey mead a lot quicker than they do the elderberry, because they start with the regular honey mead and then they add in the elderberries later, so they have a lesser supply of the honey on standard.
Right.
But it is actually very good. Like I said, this is just the pure honey mead, so you can really taste the honey in it.
Mm.
And yeah, I quite enjoy it.
Would you rate
I
this
would
higher
definitely-
than your other beer, mead you had?
I would rate this one a solid 4.
Okay.
And if I
Nice.
can, if by next season, if I can get the honey mead from the beekeeper himself, I guarantee I'll rate that a solid 5.
Mm.
Oh wow. All right.
And it's a lot darker than this stuff is too.
Oh.
Because
Really?
yeah, he makes it with just the raw honey straight from the freaking bees. It's great.
Nice.
And it's interesting because different honeys, depending on what they actually go out and gather, right? I mean, you have I forget what's the one that we have a buckwheat honey downstairs, and it is
Yeah.
super dark. I mean,
Wow.
Yeah, he makes his mead with the buckwheat.
Oh really? Oh, that
Yeah.
makes sense then.
See,
And
I wonder if they
It's packed full of flavor. It's like you're drinking just alcoholic honey. It's good.
I wonder if they make mead from because you can buy that. Have you guys heard of that Manuka honey that you can get? It's
Oh.
from New Zealand.
Yeah.
And it's super expensive because it's actually kind of sort of medicinal, but it's like super good for you because it has tons of I don't know if it's antioxidants or it has hydrogen peroxide in it, which in certain ways is like really, really good for you to take in to eat and drink and stuff. So it's really expensive. They have like this different rated honey, and it's like you can get rating 5, rating 15, or rating 20 or something. And it's really like, I think the most expensive one's about maybe 20 pounds
For like a.
for
Yeah.
like for a jar of honey.
Yeah.
I wonder if they make. I think someone's saying they actually do. They make like a mead out of the Manuka honey, which is probably really expensive. But I'd be
Yeah.
interested to know if it's kind of really good for you as well. It's just like gets you really drunk and also is really, really super healthy.
Is that Barnes? Is that the one you're talking about? Is that the Manuka mead? Is that how
They
you
do
spell
do it. They do
Yeah.
do it. Yeah.
All right.
Beer mead, Manuka honey, sparkling mead. Interesting. Sparkling? Really?
Yeah. Well, I mean, you can.
It's like
you
a
can
champagne. I
as soon
guess.
as yes, as soon as like because the yeast basically eats all the sugars,
Mm.
right? And then after in anything you're fermenting, really, you're doing kombucha, which is a fermented tea,
Yeah.
wine, and then once it's done, the yeast go into like a dormant stage. So with honey, with mead, I think it's a little bit different because there's so much sugar in that, but it can provide a lot of carbonation in it. Like even when
Right.
we do our wine, because we actually make homemade wine here in our house. A lot of times, even our red wine that we make actually has a little bit of carbonation on the end of it, but it's not like champagne. It's not like bubbly,
No.
you know. But it
Yeah.
has to let it sit for a little while.
Little fizz to
It's
it.
it's just something. It's a weird one because when you think of it, it's just the thought of honey. It's just thought of fizzy honey.
Yeah,
Right.
a thick, viscous
What?
substance.
That's weird, isn't it? Yeah, you just don't
Yeah.
think honey and fizz. You just think it must be just a still, like a still drink or whatever.
Yeah, like a
That's
wine.
so good.
Yeah. So that's interesting. I might have to look into trying that because that's
Again, if you haven't had one, gotta go
No.
just test it out. I mean, they're
Yeah.
and then when you do, you have to drink it out of a goat's horn.
okay.
I have no idea. That's how the Vikings did it. So
Fair enough.
That's how. That's how.
Hopefully there'll be one to have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Toaster, you probably have a mead horn at your house,
A
probably.
mead
Yeah,
horn.
I actually do.
It's probably a different meaning depending on the time of the night or wherever you are.
Hey, baby, you want some of my meat horn?
Hey, I got
Mead
the mead
horn.
horn.
Oh jeez.
I got a my mead horn.
All right.
21 and up on the show, kids.
Oh yeah. Seriously, this is definitely mature. I'm not I'm
Not
Oh God,
definitely
Gabe.
not a meat horn.
Yes, a meat horn. Oh, geez.
Oh my.
There it is.
Oh my. All right, I'm gonna crack this bad boy open real fast.
Nice.
Because everybody's drinking and I'm not, and I feel left out.
Get on it.
So, all right, this is the. And again, anybody who's just joined, thank you very much for being here. My name is Ted, otherwise Escape Time. Again, we are the only beer talk show on Twitch, which is fun because I get to drink with my friends because I can't go out anymore because I have a 2-year-old son. Great. But it's one of the reasons why.
I love that. Just highlight all of the times you say that, and then make a compilation for when your kid is like, like 15 or something, and say, "Here, look, Dad's early days on Twitch. Like this, it's just you saying, yeah, well, I don't get to go out anymore because my fucking kid.
Yeah.
You're so loved.
Just give him a USB drive labeled "You did this to me."
That's right. Oh man, yeah. The best part, he's like right on the other side of this wall. So I try to keep quiet, and it doesn't work. This beer actually is from.
He's used to it by now.
Brunswick.
25 shows.
What?
He's used to it by now. 25 episodes.
There probably is a lot of me saying, "God damn, boy, I can't drink with my friends."
Off stream though.
You're gonna find it and put it together. So this beer actually was given to me by Helminator. He's out of New Brunswick, Canada. He brought this down for me from when we were at PAX East. I've never had this before, but this is actually done by the same. He gave me another beer that was fantastic, done by the same distillery. This is actually a beer made by a French distillery, French Canadian distillery up there, and you go on their website, you can't even find. You can't even find the actual beers on there at all. So it's there's not a lot of information that I could find, and it's all in French, and I don't read French.
What's it called? I can't quite see it on the stream.
Oh, it is
Messe
Blanche.
Blanche. Ah, okay.
Yeah. And I always the picture itself kind of makes me think that I'm getting lectured. I don't know why. It's just like the what is it?
Apparently, Messe Blanche are a Belgian conceptual band.
Oh.
Interestingly enough, just
Nice.
random. Fair enough.
This is a strong wheat ale, and it's a strong wheat beer. It's about 7% alcohol. I'm gonna pour it in a glass real fast and see what it tastes like real fast. I brought a backup beer, but I don't think I'm gonna need it because this is a very large bottle. There's a lot of carbonation in it. You can even hear it. Chug. Not this big. I was gonna save some for Anne. This is 750 milliliters. So I'll probably finish it.
So it's brewed by Distillery Fee de Roy
Yep.
in New Brunswick, Canada.
Yeah, it's labeled as it's labeled as a Doppelbock, but it's on the bottle. It doesn't say anything about that. It just says a strong wheat beer.
Strong wheat beer.
Yeah.
Mm.
You have I don't know if I'm getting like banana on the front end here, but yeah, there's a little bit of banana on there. I'm guessing this is, since a Doppelbock, that's a German style beer though.
Isn't Bach German for ram?
What?
I think Bach is German for ram, meaning the Bach was made for springtime beers in Germany. So it's usually a German beer. So it's probably German yeast that produces the banana flavor.
See, Drew is a
Like
beer encyclopedia. So that's one reason why we started a word a week.
Yep.
So I can catch up. So it does have, when you poured it out, it had a pretty solid head, but it kind of fizzed away. You can see the little bit of lacing left on there, but it's quite sweet. It does remind me of a more of a Hefeweizen than anything else. Not really too light of a. I really don't want to say it's like a dark Hefeweizen, but the flavor is very confusing. It's drinkable. I definitely like the like the color of this thing. I mean, it's a nice golden. Most Hefeweizens are very lighter in color, but I think the Doppelbocks are traditionally a bit darker, if I'm remembering correctly. It is a sweeter beer. My wife would actually pretty much love this thing. I probably should text message her and say, "Hey, honey, go grab a glass." But I might just forget. I actually really like this.
Beer?
Yeah, honey. No,
It's not.
sorry.
It's not that big a bottle, is it? Let's be fair.
No, I mean I can't share it. But yeah, this is a pretty decent Doppelbock. I mean, I was afraid when I poured it that it would be super carbonated, but again, it's all fizzed out. No pun intended. I could see if I was out digging in the garden, which I've been doing the last few weekends. I'm doing a lot of planting for our cooking show that we actually do. We're starting very soon, which is going to be a farm-to-table cooking show called the Nomad's Table. And TJ pointed out that I never changed my whatever the thing is down there, the title of my stream, so I had to change that there because I was out there farming. But this is something after a long day tilling dirt, I can come in and sit down, in the back patio and just kind of consume. And 7% isn't that high in alcohol when it comes to like beers that I've had. Would I consider this sessionable? Hell no. But this could definitely go down really, really smooth. In the end, I probably would give this, I don't know, 3.5. I actually like the other beer that he brought me. I don't know if I have the bottle up there somewhere. No, I don't remember what it is. But I'll have to look it up. But it's done by the same distillery, and I think there's one more I have left from the Hellmanator brought me, and I think it's done by the same guys as well. I'll have to confirm with him, unless he's in chat tonight. I don't. I know everything's going by way too fast. So, tilling dirt equal adulting. Yes, it does. Here's the thing. Right?
Oh, we're also pulling a tick out of your son's ear.
Oh my god, that was awesome. Holy shit, we were streaming.
Highlight.
Yeah, no, I didn't do that as a highlight. That would have been horrible. We all right. So anyway, we'll flip the stream. We'll start talking about that in a second. Yeah, I really like this beer. If you can find it, if you're up by New Brunswick, I'm assuming you can't get this down in the United States. There's one of the reasons why I brought it. But again, this is really drinkable. I would give this about 3.5. Very refreshing. So